there's issue in the camp of the gospel music fraternity. Issue day that side. And it has to do with the legendary Yaw Sarpong. And that's, say, in wife used to be a member of the Asmafo.
Yeah, I hear. She used to be a singer.
Yeah.
She used to be a singer.
She used to be a singer. The wife of Yaw Sarpong used to be a singer. And a little bit of backstory. This gospel musician,
Osuani Afrifa.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've heard the name before. One corner two, they talk, say, Pinama and Tiwaa, at some point, this one day, it be alleged, at some point, belonged to a group that was formed by Osuani.
Me of Asumani or Osuani Afrifa?
I think, of Asumani. Yes, not Osuani Afrifa. Of Asumani. Thank you, my brother. You've also heard that thing.
Of Asumani.
Chairman is up in the building. Chairman Ashes.
Yes, sir.
Everything cool.
No, if you help me, so.
No, everything cool.
You
look at the demeanor.
Chairman Ashes, I will help you.
The physique and everything.
In
looking
prayers.
sharp, looking smart,
Sir?
fresh.
Sir?
Look at the shades. Just like.
Sir,
I can help you in prayers. In prayers.
I don't need prayers.
You don't need prayers. What do you need? Momo.
Yeah.
This one, we're having a look at Yaw Sarpong's issue over the weekend. I'm sure it's one of the trending stories. And in an article that is on my Joy Online, how dare you? That's the title of the article. I just say this my way right now.
I'm sure.
You now.
I don't know where for Ghana Web.
Oh, it's on Ghana Web instead. Okay, so the story goes on to say Yaw Sarpong's wife clashes with Tiwaa over Bawumia's cash and sexual claims. Tempers flared up when Mami Tiwaa, a prominent member of Yaw Sarpong and Asmafo, a renowned Ghanaian gospel music group, was contacted for a response to some claims made by Adwoa Pinamai, the wife of Yaw Sarpong. Both Tiwaa and Adwoa did not hold back at all, hurling insults at each other in their effort to defend themselves amid a barrage of accusation from both sides. Now the issue is their contention. The contention of the whole thing is as accusations leveled by Adwoa against Tiwaa on Oyepa FM that Tiwaa is actually sleeping with or having sexual. If I stretch out, sexual. Edio. Tiwaa had been granted unrestricted access by the family to care for Yaw Sarpong at the hospital and prayer center, occasionally denying Adwoa access to Yaw Sarpong. As a wife of 40 years, Adwoa questioned why Tiwaa was tasked with taking care of Yaw Sarpong instead of performing her wifely duties. Tiwaa, however, denied the accusation. Of course, speaking on the phone from New Jerusalem Chapel at Sokoban, Ampeyu, where Yaw Sarpong is reportedly receiving spiritual treatment, Tiwaa accused Adwoa of neglecting her duties as a wife. Yaw Sarpong has been seriously ill before. Tiwaa stated, when he fell ill, Yaw Sarpong's elder brother, that is Afre, said he called Adwoa to come and take care of Yaw Sarpong so that I could rest, but Adwoa refused to come. So he warned her not to cause a scene if I decided to stay because there was no one else to take care of Yaw Sarpong. But Tiwaa denied preventing Adwoa from seeing Yaw Sarpong. That is one of the accusations that was over the weekend was trending. That Tiwaa, she making body like some langard, where they block Adwoa for one side. But the story goes on to say that they don't even greet me when they come over. But I don't mind. I always step aside whenever she visits. Her other son has taken Yaw Sarpong's phone, which has 200 million in the account.
Old Ghana cedis.
As it stands now, I cannot say old Ghana cedi or new Ghana cedi, but it says, the story says 200 million.
Ghana cedis or Naira?
It's city. It's city for a fact. Charlie. They have squandered the money. Yaw Sarpong was sent to the church on the prophet's instruction because it was spiritual. They call Yaw Sarpong's friends for money, but they always end up spending it. I've received calls about this all the time. I've been with Yaw Sarpong for 40 years, and he's a good man. So I've decided to care for him until he recovers, Tiwaa added. Tiwaa further claimed that Yaw Sarpong no longer considered Adwoa as his wife. According to Tiwaa, for over a decade, Adwoa has neglected her duties as a wife, and Yaw Sarpong told his elder brother that you are no longer my wife. He said you haven't cooked for him in 13 years. Hey, Charlie. Let me read that part again. He said you haven't cooked for him in 13 years, and you don't even know where he stays before he fell ill. Chairman.
Everything cool, don't worry. I will let you for Chairman in there.
Before he fell ill, he had introduced another woman to his family as the one he wanted to marry. So if I get this right, Yaw Sarpong actually introduced another woman to the family, and that person wasn't Tiwaa.
Yeah.
Interesting. This was the woman who fed him before he got sick. I haven't gained anything from singing with Yaw Sarpong, but he's a good man. I believe better days are ahead. He has made me popular, and because of him, I've traveled abroad several times, so I can't abandon him when he's sick, said Tiwaa. Adwoa, who claimed to have played an instrumental role in Tiwaa's life, accused her of ingratitude. She labeled Tiwaa as a greedy person. The things we go here before we leave this place called Earth. Well, let's listen to some tapes from the. How do I even classify it? Was it an interrogation or?
Which one? The
one on it.
Oh, radio program.
Past that.
That's where the thing started from. So.
Okay. I don't think we should delve into that thing.
Okay.
No, just we've put a couple of them Yaw Sarpong's voice on cue. Let's listen to it and bounce back.
Na yentero ye friend bibia ko be duwe bi na wa ye na bi ne basa
on power be the meal
bi wa fi but ya ne se se o so no go be kumasi ndi am pa me wa ma yo ba ya sia na bi ga jem do me re wa amba na o jam kola ne nyina onu mo ba
jam kwa no on kra ho aba kumasi wasesa da no ma ba Sabre no na 2012 yar kese no na emo na wonyare 2012 yar kese na bedo ya no so we see 20 years in na wode ne ntamotete ya
kasaka no na ma yale ama me woto me
wa yara ba ma ho ato eno ja won kran ba
na uja no ho ba
ne no fa na say ya ware jaye
eba aro na me ko ni papa ho na me ko ke ni baba say o undi e bana e si lo akra e jana o mo rufia o nzo do je fi no abaku ndi ni do ba no pu mas na papa na to me bo na o ba kansa ni na papa ro aja ko ran ni ni te ndi me ka se se mi na me ka ro papa ni fi
papa da je de ba de ne tie e na ko papa ni na wo ko kasa de ba da ja wa betre kumase e na papa no se se
no zi mi ya butena obere na wa ka bi ama isi ndi ni bi si ya na no ya butena msio e na me sorry o ni ko no zi ko me ma ko bi o ya ko bi
ono so amma bio
ono so ako bi na akoza
Sana ya. Jawa bosu. Jawa bosu saya no. We yire bo we charge and I know antenna program on say ono nya wade ono na wo na odaji no obetena ho ohwe ya de na na ka tell say one tena fie na de no ba so de fie nti ma wo maha no no ka so wo maha.
Oh, me kwanza mo kanu me kai me se chino a computer so me kai me se mo kai me
na obi be bi sase adentina o yire no ho heda nya no papa o no we so akoka kire buchafo so nwa no bi o asesa no normal bankran so many years na o yare ye no adentina wa ma na metena ho na Tiwaa na ma no betena ho
nia me na mo me yelo eni ekoya mababo akosoro ay Tiwaa na oso ko to me ndi ni
yeah me have a belief so ho ma o ye obi ka say Tiwaa ajewa free o yiri nsema de na wo beka.
Oh, and the people no Nintila Kana Tiwaa as a go for breeding. No, no said or come
Tiwaa ni o nware Tiwaa ba nsema yes ela sepa chance na mama wa twa number kwa mama na ya de mama pa ho adi.
I think to make I have to make this correction real quick. This is a reply from Yaw Sarpong. This I presume happened over the weekend.
Yes.
As well.
Yes. Today is Monday, right?
Yes.
I think this should be yesterday.
Yesterday, Sunday service.
A church service.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Yaw Sarpong finally replies, wife or say ex, or I don't know how to put it, but Yaw Sarpong replies, Pinamai.
Yeah. Safe.
Majina ye. We'll be activating the phone lines. Today, we want to pick people's
thoughts
on it. But Kwame, whilst you're in here, share your thoughts on it.
Yes, it's good for me to ask some questions before Ashes come.
You've seen the full video, right? You've seen.
I've seen the full video. Okay. I actually watched it. I wanted to know what really the issue was, and in the first place, I find it difficult talking about people's marital issues because these issues normally have backstories. When you hear somebody come out to talk about his or her marital issue, usually there are stories behind the stories that they wouldn't even want to put it out there. So listening to the woman on that radio station speak the way she did, I was asking myself a lot of questions. In the first place, the moment you find somebody, whether a man or a woman, come out in the public to talk about something that is not going on well in their marriage, it means that, one, they are either fed up with the marriage, they are divorced, or they just want to shame one party in the marriage.
Yeah.
Nobody who wants to have issues resolved in the marriage would want to bring that into the public domain to make the other party look bad. That is why when issues happen in marriages, there are elders, there are people in churches and all that who sit to address the situation. The moment one party decides to go to the extent of making everybody, the whole world know, then it means that probably that person is tired of the marriage, has left the marriage already, and just wants to settle a score with somebody. Exactly how I feel when I saw the interview. This woman called Pinaman, who identifies as Yaw Sarpong's wife. We've listened to Yaw Sarpong speak to the fact that he doesn't consider her as wife any longer. We've also heard Tiwaa mention that for the past 10 years, she has not cooked for Yaw Sarpong.
13.
If you're not sleeping with a person, it can be grounds for that. Cooking, I don't think cooking is part.
Our tradition it is.
In the Kan tradition, okay. I'm talking about ordinance, so maybe I'll be wrong from there. But not sleeping with a person can be grounds for that. I don't know if for that long this woman hasn't been close to Yaw Sarpong in that regard. I don't know. I'm just here to ask questions because we don't have the full details of the story. And I said earlier on, usually when you hear anybody from a marriage come out and make allegations or make statements, there's a backstory to all those stories. Now, this is the point I want to make. The woman said on Oyepa that she used to be part of Yaw Sarpong's singing group, right? She was also a singer. She was asked to stay behind and take care of the children.
Yeah.
Like any typical or traditional Akan or Ghanaian society would do that. Most times we have the typical housewives, stay back, stay at home and take care of the children. I don't know if this woman had any dreams of becoming a musician, as in somebody who released her own records like Yaw Sarpong. I don't know if she had that dream. And the fact that she being asked to stay back thwarted her future dreams in any way. Because if you listen to that particular interview on the radio station, it appeared that she also wanted to be on the trips.
She had dreams.
Yeah, that Tiwaa made with Yaw Sarpong.
Yeah.
I say, oh no, they was here. The Tiwaa nkwane tu kwan, ye mfano tu kwan bi. But Tiwaa is a co-worker. You don't sing. You're not part of the singers. So if you're asking to be part of the entourage or the team that travels with the Yaw Sarpong to the various places for shows, in what capacity? Maybe you could go once in a while, but if you ask that you be part of the team, in what capacity? Because you're not part of the team.
She can be part of the team in capacity
Maybe
as
not,
a wife.
maybe not always, because there is a reason you were asked to stay back and then take care of the children. There is a reason. It tells me, and I watched one other interview, I think there's a video where it was said that the woman once even went to a recording studio to try to bring out the records.
Pinaman.
Yes.
Mommy.
So I'm bringing this from the background of some hate that this woman may have harbored in her for a long time, as in, ebianka mekrana many year dianke biamena me to sa Tiwaa party because ebiamen so me with voice. You get it? And now that I've been relegated to the background and Tiwaa is taking all the shine, not just that, presumably also having something to do with my husband. If I had being pushed to that position to sing for him, at this point in time, nobody could come in between us. That's another question. Now, the issue of sexual affair at this point in time is what beats my mind. I cannot say it has happened or not happened.
You can't confirm or deny.
I can't confirm or deny. Issues about Obani Burma, very delicate. And you cannot tell until you have proof or evidence that it has happened.
The only evidence you can have is pregnancy.
Or maybe if you call the people in the act. That's the only evidence you can have. But let's look at this from this angle.
Yeah.
This is a woman who is not married to Yaw Sarpong. And she's been able to take care of this man for this long. Why isn't the woman, the wife, doing that? Why isn't the family allowing her to do that?
There must be a reason.
There must be a reason. Why would Yaw Sarpong come out to say that Obanekra minini what to say or even though maybe he may not have gone to the family to officially present or go through the whole process of maybe a fansambra and a mamre. Maybe he has not done that, but he doesn't consider the woman as wife any longer. Why do you think Yaw Sarpong will say that?
So for 40 years.
40 years. So it means there are stories behind the stories we are hearing that we don't know. Maybe Yaw Sarpong wouldn't want to spill the beans, tell us all the stories. Maybe Tiwaa is also holding certain things back. But they know that the real story, the real reasons. Finally, before I stop,
You're not going anywhere.
before I wrap up, this whole interview on that radio station is what makes me sad. This is somebody who has suffered a stroke. And this got to do with,
The mind.
brain, heart. Imagine he hearing this whole story about, and he said, Tiwaa chimpla will be or recover somebody who is recovering from this whole disease or sickness. And you are out on a radio station, and the most quote unquote annoying part is the fact that they heard that Dr. Bawumia had donated an amount of money to Yaw Sarpong, and so they wanted to take part of it to go renovate an unfinished house. Like, seriously? So, but for that, she wouldn't have brought out that whole story, because for how many years? No. The moment when I heard the story, I saw posts on social media. I didn't really think it was anything serious. I saw it from a comedian, Jerry Ashinyo. So I was like, this guy is joking. And then I kept seeing other people post, they have taken Yaw Sarpong to the Antina's show. Then I took time to go watch the stream, and I was shocked. Your husband, you claim he's still your husband, is on a sick bed.
Yes. And you want to put him in that.
And you are bringing up all these allegations, all these stories.
It's wild, bro.
On radio, the whole world is listening.
And to me, the brand that the antenna brand and the show, I mean, what it carries is more like, it's like a people's court.
Exactly. I'm not here to rubbish any of their editorial policies, even though I have issues with how some of these programs tackle their issues. There's nothing wrong discussing, relationship issues on the radio, but how you go about it, how you tackle
I said that.
issues.
I said that in respect to. I mean, you have a sick husband.
I get you, and you know the nature of the.
You know the nature of the show and the brand that it carries. That thing.
So it's more or less like that is the final arbiter of cases in homes, in marriages, everywhere. But the home is a very valuable thing that we need to respect. You don't need to be breaking homes with our programs or with what we say on radio. I think that whatever has happened, if it is possible for the family to come in at this point in time, I don't know if it's possible, they should do that. We don't need to hear any more stories from either camp, because if we do, if those stories keep coming, they would affect Yaw Sarpong's, his health. Even if he could recuperate, quickly, this could slow down the healing process. So I think they should find a way of settling this issue if it is possible. Yeah.
Well, I have Ashes in the studio. Ashes is Yaw Sarpong's manager, and I'm sure. Yeah, he's a key.
So he knew all these things.
No, I'm sure some of these things might have crossed his mind a little bit to talk about them. But he knows even more. But in his capacity today on the show, I'm not sure he'll be able to give us certain things. But it's all good.
Good.
Ashes, good morning.
Good for the disclaimer.
Yeah, I have to issue it because minim say never be but welcome to the studio. How are you doing?
Thank you, my brother. Yeah.
You asked what I can do for you. I say I can pay for you.
Momo.
I know, but I can pay. Before you go. But since this story popped up on social media, and I'm sure you've followed with keen interest, you've also tried to reach out to a couple of people to find out more. How's been your mood throughout the weekend?
Disappointing. It's been very disappointing, or to use the word disheartening, to come across a thing like that on radio. Take Yaw Sarpong aside, the musician. If he was my father and I had brothers and a mother who took my father on public rants this way, would I be happy? I mean, what is the basis for the rant? What are we in public doing? Is it that that's where our issues will be heard and solved? Obviously not. I mean, before you make a move, you have to actually think of the consequences it brings before you make moves like this. I mean, issues day, no doubt about it. But to actually put the issues in the gutter is very, very wrong.
But what's really going on?
And I'm coming. My disappointment is not entirely with the wife, but with the kids. They should know better. You can pardon the woman that she's not abreast with social media that much. She doesn't, you might say, oh, name the power of radio and social media, and you can say that. But can you say so for the two kids who are flying left and right? Really, this man has educated the two of you, paid money for you people to go to school, as far as university, that I know. So, can't you use your common sense and see that this is going to hurt or harm our father in a way? And you guys actually showed up at the radio station. Okay, take everything out. You've done this. Nikrakran is saying.
What's the end game?
Are you going to get the money? Is your father going to be happy seeing you after doing this to him? Did you not think that this is actually going to hurt your father this much? Listen, Yaw Sarpong is a legend. Absolute legend. And doesn't deserve this. Every family get issues. No family day with issues no day inside. There's we say a family head. There are pastors, there are chiefs, there are people of respected standards that your father probably dealt with in his time, who you can run to and state a claim. When this whole issue happened, the sons called me. They spoke to me, and I told them that this is a matter of family heads, not even management as me. I have no power.
Oh, okay. So they called you.
Of course they did. They called me. We spoke way before this antenna issue.
Oh,
Way. We've gone back and forth on this issue.
And what were their worries?
Their worries were they wanted to pick their father from where he is and then take him to a place that they feel would be better. Their conditions is attached to the things they are trying to state or the claims they are trying to state.
Okay.
Because see, the man, this is not the first time he's having this kind of problem, the sickness. He's had it in 2012.
Okay.
It was that bad. Extremely bad. It took the same pastor, Edu, Mami Tiwaa, and a couple of medical doctors to revive him. He was at 37 for the longest of time in that time. And it was still Tiwaa who stood by this man around that period. They did all they could and they revived the situation. Ofayao got back. Anybody who knows Ofayao very well and has seen him walk around will see that he struggles with walking a little bit because of that stroke that happened to him way back then. So when it happened again, ordinarily, they thought to use the same process.
Okay.
Because that's what worked for him the first time. Medical, hospital, bibidro, and care. These are the things that actually worked for the first time in 2012. Which at 2012, when it happened, I am told allegedly that the wife did not respond when he was told to actually come and sit by Wafa and take care.
Okay.
She didn't respond to that call.
Okay.
It took Mami Tiwaa to actually stop whatever she was doing and take care of the man for months before the man actually healed and back to his feet around 2014. It took almost 2 years and a couple of months before he healed. When it happened again, the kids picked their father, put him on a plane, and took him to the same place. It's you, the kids, that took him to that same place. After 2012, Mami Tiwaa, 2014, sorry, Mami Tiwaa remained at the church premises. When Ofa left for Accra, Tiwaa was at the church premises. She was serving as a backup vocalist at the church. So she hadn't moved there. But the kids actually took the man to her at the church premises. So we have to go back to that process again. And this time that it happened around 2022 thereabout, it was that bad again. It kind of like, it's a dementia. If you know what dementia is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Loss of memory.
Loss of memory and a lot of things. I cannot speak certain words on radio of what even some of us saw. You can't put it out. But it took this man, Tiwaa, again, to stay, work with the pastor, with the doctor and other people for Offa to revive again. So when he got revived, that now he could speak, and that's when the kids came in. And then the conversation between me and them were like, take your time, speak to your family head or other people who are actually above my power, because there's a certain limit to where my power gets to. When it comes to family, it's not my power. I don't mean dear with you. I can only advise you to use, and I did advise them. Like, go to your family head, speak to him, and then let your family head intervene. What they said to me was their family head is not willing to speak on behalf of their mother. I asked why, and they gave me a certain breakdown, right? So it means there's a problem.
Okay.
That you are aware. You, this kid, you are aware that there's a problem. So why then do you push your mother and take her to a radio station to go and sit down? Excuse my language. Antina, it be court.
It never be court.
It be family house. It be shrine, or it be what? What exactly was the end game? What were they trying to get from this thing that they did?
Where some of their worries financial
I know all. Okay. I know all the financial problems you're saying. And just like they said, Offa has a phone. Right? Yeah. And Offa has lived his life. Like I'm saying, he has friends, he has people who love him. Millions of people love Offa Yaw. I know the calls, the sympathizing. I know, because even me on the side, the way people reach out to try and, so I know. You guys took his phone. That's what you're using. So if any money comes on, if they come to you, they go to Mami Tiwaa. It be you people that hold the phone.
Wow.
And because of the phone, that's where this whole problem started from.
It started from the phone.
The phone. They wanted their father's phone.
Okay. So
that is where this whole giddy started from. You got the phone. You say you want the car, a fine car. But this is the caveat on the car. The car doesn't belong to Offa Yaw.
Okay.
The car is a gift to Yaw Sarpong and Asomafo by Nana Kobo, businessman Nana Kobo. He gifted them the car.
Okay.
So Mami Tiwaa has a stake in that car, which Nana Kobo made it clear from day one that I gave you this car because you had an accident and I want your ministry to still go on. So I'm giving you this car so you people will use it for your business. So you cannot go and forcefully banter the car from the woman. It's not done.
Okay.
The woman has a stake. She served this man for 40 years.
Wow.
Listen, I have been their manager for a time, and I know how the woman is loyal. If you ever want to see anybody who is loyal, and you haven't seen it before, see Mami Tiwaa. There are times we've played gig, and I want to probably divide money. What she would tell me is, add mine to Offa Yaw.
Wow.
When Offa is okay, me, I'm okay.
Wow.
Yes. They've sold records upon records, and the woman has nothing. What she will tell you when you are trying to question her is, I was nobody. I was nowhere. I know the family I come from, and Offa picked me and gave me limelight. That alone is a treasure for me. I walk and people admire the Yaw Sarpong and thing. So I am okay. I know what I'm saying. Yes, there are issues even between them. There are a lot of issues. They fight, they quarrel, whatever you want to. Yes.
As a group.
They've been 40 years of friends. So definitely those things are there. I'm not a family member. I can't go into if they have relation. I don't know.
I was about to ask you, there were sexual allegations.
I don't want to know. Not my business.
You decide not to know.
I do the business. I don't do the family.
Okay.
So that side, Offa never spoke to me about it. And just like we all said, around 2016, there about 17 or 18, whatever. Offa rearranged a marital thing with another lady in Tema.
Okay.
So most times that Offa was in Accra, I would probably drop him at that place at Tema, which he told me that my choir no one there. So there was somebody in between, and all those times Tiwaa was there. So I know the choir then. If there was a relationship, I don't know. So still.
Yeah, because I think after watching when I was watching the video, Pinama was alleging, or she alleged that there were times when they were staying at Abripo, or Abipo, one of the places, that Tiwaa was claiming that Yaw Sarpong for Mariam.
Yeah.
Okay, it could have probably. I wasn't there. I can't say anything about that. I don't know. You see, my
But what you know is that Offa, at a certain point,
rearranged another marriage that he was on.
Okay.
And
that
Tiwaa was still
that
there.
wasn't Tiwaa.
No.
Okay.
No. That was another lady in Tema. That I used to pick him up from there or drop him from at there. So I know of that fact. And Tiwaa was still there. I one time asked Offa that what's happening with the kids there. And what he told me was a Yensem Bibri. I left it there. I don't know about that. I'm not going to talk about that. That's his personal life. We also respect the legend's personal life. But what it is there's no marital relationship or whatever relationship between Wafa and Tiwaa. A lot of people have this conception that they are married. Oh, so far, then Tiwaa. No.
Okay.
It's not in that chapter.
But during your time with, knowing Wafa for this long, how many times, or school us a little bit about what you observed between Wafa and Penamai?
It wasn't there. There was nothing.
No form of connection.
Blank.
Wafa never spoke about Penamai in any...
Blank. That's what I'm telling you. It was blank. He never made mention of. I was living in Newtown here with his kids. Okay. For that long that I have known him, he lived in Newtown and there was no Penama. Occasionally, when we have a show, Tiwaa would drop down, come, take care of the house, do certain things, and go. But most of the time, it was Offa and his last born, Jordan. They were both there. So Jordan, who was sitting at the radio station, well, he says he knows. Me, I don't know. The man never spoke to me about it. So even if you know, Jordan, this is not the approach. And it saddened everybody, all of us in the management team of Offa. I mean, this is disgraceful. Distasteful in any way for anybody to ever take their father to the gutters is really, really harmful to the man. I spoke to the man right after the interview and he was in tears.
Oh,
Charlie.
Right after their interview, he was in tears. Like
he had heard.
Yeah, he was watching. The thing is on live TV. So he was just sitting there watching. And just imagine, like you said, if this Gofi killed somebody, he would have killed him.
Yeah.
Because Offa has blood pressure and sugar and everything. He doesn't need this. No matter how the situation stretches, there are ways we could have solved this problem.
Yeah.
The approach was bad, but come to the real substantive issue. One would say, is it because of the Bawumia money that actually has brought all this?
No, but people are talking about
Yeah,
that.
you can't say so because
from your account, the first trigger would be the phone.
Yeah.
The second would
the
be
car. Then the third was the Bawumia money, which they spoke to me again about building, going to finish their father's property. And I advised, Kwame called me, and I advised Kwame, this money cannot finish a building. It is only 10,000 cedis, 50 million, Structure
not 100,000.
100,000, sorry, 100,000, my bad, 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 100. 50-50 to 100.
But if you see the structure of a house, that thing, that money might, my words right, might not finish. But even if it can finish, if you use this thing to go and finish, what they go take the man go hospital? Every time Offa goes to hospital, we spend close to 2,000 or 3,000 cedis every time on medication and care.
Wow.
You understand me? So you want to use the money go build house, then what we go take a look at the man? I spoke to Kwame, I'm like, that's a wrong decision. Take your time and address it well. And then again, look at it this way. That money probably was for Yaw Sarpong or for Yaw Sarpong, but not entirely for Yaw Sarpong. Because then again, if the group wasn't that successful, I'm not sure anybody would have want to donate anything to him. So Mami Tiwaa has a stake in that money. Take it or leave it.
Also because she was taking care of him.
Yes. In the Ghana parlance, anybody that sits by and takes care of a sick person, when money is brought, it is she or he that receives that money and then disperses it. So however the issue is, they could have taken their time and then talk to the family head, right, for proper consultation.
No, but since the family head, he said it emphatically that he doesn't want to be involved.
There are people. If the family head is not ready, in the family, there might be somebody who you can speak to. It is a family matter, not a radio matter. Speak to people. Find people who probably will call and say, okay, this and that and that. The pastor that of I was with, he's there. Go to him. Express yourself to him and tell him that, Poppy, we want, the way we see our Poppy, we know like, so we won't carry him. Do something about it.
So they never even reached out to the pastor who's taking care of him?
Well, on radio that day, the pastor said no, they hadn't come to him to speak about it. Amazing. The pastor said if you have 3 women standing, he would not be able to point even who of his wife is. And this is somebody of has worked with that pastor for close to 40 years. So if he is saying that he can't point who the woman is, then it's deep.
Wow.
Man, it's that deep, you know. So on behalf of the management of Yaw Sarpong, myself, Nana Kobo, we want to render an apology to the public for this display. You know, it is not proper. It's a stigma on the brand Yaw Sarpong and the legend Yaw Sarpong. So we want to even do it on behalf of the kids. That it's not, it wasn't proper. Ghana should forgive and let go of what they had. In due time, proper response will be, we will give a proper response. But for now, we are ashamed of the situation, and we don't want to really go into it that much.
Yeah.
Let's all say it as it is and leave it for it to slide.
Okay. I have a message here from Baba Sadiq, Honorable Baba Sadiq, and Honorable is listening to us this morning. Honorable, good morning. The message goes like this. Says what we should be discussing this morning is media programming like that of Antenna that continues to put commercial lifestyle of Ghanaians and our legends on display. We need to call our colleagues in the space that won't stop at nothing to earn ratings over actual solutions that people in the society need. Meanwhile, they often want to blame digital platforms for sensationalism instead of reassessing their programming. What's the actual objectives of such shows when it continues to create wedges between families and destroy family bonds just for ratings?
He's right. I side with him. My MP.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's my MP. By okay. Something day, issues day. For come sort.
You go sort. Adam, I see say you quail for one side.
Yeah, I listen.
Your thoughts on this, man, real quick.
Honestly speaking, it's really saddening that at a point we lose empathy as individuals for parochial interests. And that is what I see in all of these. That somebody is sick and recuperating. We cannot, pray and wish the person gets well. But we are thinking of some properties that we need to get out of the person's situation and not the person's health. It's very, very sad. Because if you listen to the preamble of the woman during her interview with Auntie Na and what she said, clearly, and she said it with anger, that they came to Accra when your son had an accident, you were able to come to Accra to come and take care of the person. But you were not able to, use same urgency for your husband. That tells us that you yourself, there was a problem. And you told the woman, you said in the interview that you've gone to beg him, you've gone to beg the senior brother, which you yourself, there was a problem. So if you've not fixed the problem, and for that reason you are not taking care of the man whenever the man is not well, then why do you want to have a stake when there is money? Because if you are not ready to, sacrifice, then you for no come enjoy. They are opportunity
or put a bomb, no, the bomb.
Hey,
What you say? So you have all of these years, you've not been by the man. And there is money, you want to go for the money. Now what they call you dying. That's what even freaks me. Like, you want to go and complete the. Do you think the man will die so that you take the building or what? You want to go and complete the building. What if money shops shots for medication? What will happen? I mean, that is a high level of insensitivity. And like they said, they took the man's phone. Later, they realized that the secretary had gone to change the SIM, so the monies were not coming. And they went to the church to fight the man. And they show him something small and took the man's Android
touch the
phone.
man.
Unfortunately, not knowing they had left, the man had left the chip which the money comes to on a young phone. So at that point, he didn't have the young phone with him. So the phones they took were the phone without
the SIM.
Power, meaning the same for money. So they took the wrong phones. So as a result, they even were arrested and taken to the Asukwa police station, where the woman even said that he had to call somebody to come and bail her.
CNN.
I mean, why you they want the phone? Why?
It don't be money.
What did the phone to?
It don't be money. You just mentioned that it's money.
So when you went there for the phone, you could have gone to, like Auntie asked him, you went there just Monday, and today is Friday or so. You've not been there since you went there on Monday. You know you don't have time to take care of the man. So it was convenient for you to call this man of God, send your father there. You knew somebody was there to do that work. So you sent the person there. You came back to Accra doing your things. Now you had money and you want to go for your booty. I mean, what she has done really was bad. And look at the kind of, tantrum she was trading on air. That on the way, you were saying this about your husband. I mean, how can you go such low to disgrace your husband, who is a gospel musician? It's not even coming from Tiwaa, you yourself. That on the way, how? It's very bad. That's the lowest level of disgrace. That's the lowest level of disgrace you can put your husband into. I mean, this is really not fair. And the woman should have applied some level of restraint and go through the right channels. So now, after going there, have you had what you wanted?
Maybe she's relieved. Maybe it's something she had wanted to say all this while. So.
Just to disgrace the husband.
And maybe you never know.
Well,
maybe.
Congratulations to her.
Well, if we had time, I would have wanted to find out. As media people, as ourselves, I think Sadiq gave us something worth looking at.
Yeah.
How do you, as a radio station or as a media entity, how do you put a content like this out? Is it worth going out? The production to, I think we need to engage stakeholders and the media fraternity.
But when you raise these issues, people think, oh, you envy this radio station because they're having the numbers. That's the impression people create. As if I say, numbers
numbers over somebody's life.
Exactly, but you see,
somebody's life.
Ashes.
Now, there's a case study. There's a case study that came up. Somebody asked me a question. Says, so if this thing, he be done, Archbishop Duncan Williams and Mata, like they go fit talk on radio.
Or is it a question?
Then go talk.
I don't say a question. I don't say a question.
Then go talk.
How dare you? How dare you? You are they go put for you.
The people I know then go talk.
You sure?
For that side. For that side.
Then go talk.
For that side, to best believe them if you talk.
Then go talk.
Anyway, I think listeners would want to have to come in and have their say. Phone lines are activated. Just give us a call 0302216568 or 054884103. Now you have something on GJ.
He said, the code of ethics. There is part which says that do not intrude into anybody's private life, grief or distress, unless justified by overriding consideration of public interest. And this is not
something that supersedes family interest.
It's not a public.
It could have been dealt behind.
I beg we code of
Do not
ethics
intrude.
From which group?
DJ. Ghana Journalists Association.
Oh, okay.
Anybody's private life.
When some of these media
I mean, when people are in distress, Ofayao is in distress. I mean, so in that time, this is not a time for you to intrude unless it is justifiable. What's I say? And it has some overriding public interest. And there is something about human. If you look at principles of journalism, there are human interest aspects where, in some aspect, you need to apply human faith, because when somebody is sick at this point, that we want the person to heal, and you want to, in this distress. You want to put the person further down.
Adam, hold your horse a little bit. Let me get to the phone lines and talk to our first caller here. Hello, good morning.
Hi, morning.
My brother, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yes, I'm Nana.
Nana, where are you calling us from?
I'm currently at Dodoa. Yeah.
Okay, have your say on this one.
It's just very unfortunate when grown-ups, you expect them to know better, misbehave like this. As if the court of public opinion, I don't know what they seek to achieve with this. The people will bash someone, they will sympathize with you, and then what? And then what happens after that? Charlie, people should not just grow in numbers, or grow in the head too, in the brain too. Because people always say, if you don't bring it out, who is going to know? I'm not. You do know that I've not listened to this. When you started reading and I realized this is what you were talking about, I just switched to Joy FM because it doesn't make sense to me. Why? Honestly, I just switched to Joy FM. After I listened, they were talking about HIV/AIDS. When they finished, I said, you people are still talking about it. Do you understand? It doesn't make sense. I don't get it. And then what? Public, I cry anyway. And you see, some of this media, that station, is it part of multimedia?
No, please.
Sensationalism, just trafficking, everything. Common sense and wisdom do not work anymore on the main station. It's not even on, like I say, a blogger or on a main channel like this. So when you're your pay, yes, everybody is talking about their station or whatever. When you're your pay, thanks to them.
Thanks a lot for joining us this morning. Let me get you into the studio. Noella wants to.
Okay.
Oh,
Ashes has Utia Menasun.
What's your name?
I'm some kind of Macatron and I was my main KB man tonight.
Oh,
Nanka,
I perceive it to you. Ashes one yard. You've burnt the matter into ashes.
Of course, that's about over there. Before I introduce Ashes, I issued a disclaimer, and I know it's working. So let's just cover the whole place with the whole.
He's gagging me.
Yeah. We've covered the whole building with the blood of Jesus.
Disclaimer is
let me talk to our last caller. We can pick like caller more or two. Okay, like two more. We have next caller here, 03022165668 or 03022165667. You can give us a call, 05488.
This is Hits.